Hare Krishna, everyone. Welcome to part 2 of the Japa workshop. So let me display the slides. Okay, can you see the screen?
Yes, please.
Yes.
Okay, great. So welcome to part 2 of the Japa workshop. And we will get started with the Mangalacharan prayers first, and then we will continue with the workshop. Okay. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Picharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानु सुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वंशकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Okay, so welcome to part 2 of the workshop. I hope you enjoyed 1 week of doing Japa for those who might have started last week, or would anybody like to share how whether you were able to apply some of the things we discussed in the part 1, and how was it for you? Anybody would like to start by just sharing something?
I like to share my experience.
Yes, please.
Okay. So for the last 1 week, I have been doing the japa like a couple of times. It has been a wonderful experience. I think I felt really calm after doing the japa, and it's like I'm wanting to do it every day. I'm looking forward to doing it right now. So I think it has been a very good experience. I just want to share that. Thank you for introducing me to this.
Thank you. That's probably way more than I expected from my japa when I started. And we will be going into some of the deeper aspects of the results of the japa that we get. So thank you so much for sharing. Wonderful. Anybody else? Okay, if not, then we will proceed. So first, what I wanted to do was to do a quick recap of what we discussed last time, very quick. And we discussed the origin of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra from the Kali Santarana Upanishad, which is a conversation between Lord Brahma and Narad Muni, where Brahmaji says that this 16 words mantra, Hare Krishna Mahamantra, completely eradicates all sinful reactions from accumulated over many, many lifetimes. And especially in Kali Yuga, this is the only way of being able to break out of the entanglement of the material world. And there is, after looking at all the Vedic literatures, there is no better way that Brahmaji has found. So that was the summary of the Kali Santarana Upanishad that we discussed. And we also discussed a two-pronged approach to improving the quality of japa, tactical approach and a transformational approach. It's more like when you have a disease or let's say a fever, you give Tylenol to calm down or to take care of the immediate problem, and you give antibiotic or some long-term medicine to take care of the problem at the root level. So similarly, to like we read from Bhagavad Gita, controlling the mind is not easy, and mind keeps popping up in various directions. So one is the tactical approach, to see what is causing the agitation of the mind and to take care of it so that we can bring the mind back on japa. And we discussed several things, such as, for me, what happens is when I'm doing japa, that is the time when I remember all the other things that I need to do. And I feel like, why am I doing japa right now? I should be doing this other thing, that other thing. I have not done this, I have not done that. So keeping a pen and paper next to me to write down, okay, I have to do it, but let me finish the japa, then I will get to it. Just writing it down makes me calm, makes my mind calm, because I know that now I won't forget it. It's been written down, and after doing japa, I can get to it. That is one way. Another thing is to engage the various senses, especially primarily the tongue, the eyes, and the ears in Krishna. So basically, the tongue and the ears are already engaged by chanting and by hearing our own japa, by hearing our own chanting. We also saw that how we can also hear Srila Prabhupada chanting the japa. You can put on a tape or audio of Srila Prabhupada, and you can chant with him. And also you can look at a picture of Krishna and like that engage your eyes in Krishna Smarana, in remembering Krishna by looking at various pictures or etc. Deities of Krishna, or his devotees, or the various other forms of Krishna, various avatars, various incarnations of Krishna, and like that engage our senses uh, in remembering Krishna during the japa time. So like this, we discussed some tactical aspects, and then we discussed the transformational aspect, which is where we go to the Shikshashtakam, the 8 verses of shiksha or education or knowledge given to us by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is none other than Lord Krishna himself, who incarnated or came down to the earth 500 years ago in the form of his own devotee. So he gave us these 8 verses, and we discussed the first one, where we saw the 7 benefits of chanting japa or nama sankirtana. So here are those 7 benefits: cheto darpana marjanam, bhavamaha davagni nirvapanam, shreya kairava chandrika vitaranam, vidya vadhu jivanam, anandam buddhivardhanam, pratipadam purnamrita swadanam, sarvatma snapanam, param vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. So if you want to go into the details of each of those 7 points, you can go to the previous video and you can look at it. These videos are all uploaded on the YouTube channel, and you can look them up through my name, or I think the link has also been sent. So we will not go into the details of each one, but those are the benefits, the 7 benefits of chanting japa. So these are all wonderful benefits, and the benefit really is that our material propensities of sense gratification, of all the sinful actions that we still are hankering to perform, reduce slowly, and slowly they reduce and they get eradicated. So that is and we come closer and closer, and we develop a taste for chanting the japa. So that was the recap of the previous session. So now the question, I have a question for all of you. And this is a question that we will meditate on. Okay. So we have these 7 wonderful results of chanting japa as per Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that we discussed. So I have a question for all of you. The question is, why don't we experience those results? Now, this question I am putting to those who have been doing japa or the japa meditation, what is also known as japa yagya or japa sankirtana or nama sankirtana. It's known by many, many names. So why don't we experience those results when we do our japa meditation? And the other question is, why don't we have attraction to japa? I certainly don't. When I'm doing japa, I'm waiting for it to be finished so that I can get to other things. Now, in the initial stages, or maybe the first few rounds of japa are exciting. Similarly, some of the last rounds are also exciting, but for a different reason, that it is getting over. The first ones are exciting because, okay, there is this remembrance that I am going to actually engage in devotional service. But doing this day in and day out for a very long time, at least for me, the experience is that there are definitely positive experiences. I'm not trying to belittle it at all, but as you will hear from many people who have been doing this japa yagya for a long period, the results are sometimes fast, sometimes slow. And in the cases when they are slow, or in the initial stages, they may be fast, but then our expectations rise, and then we feel that the results are slow. So really, I mean, for various reasons, I'm not going to go into the various circumstances or situations, but in general, why don't we experience the results? Why don't we have attraction to japa? That is the fundamental question.
Prabhuji,
So,
can I ask a question regarding your question?
yes, absolutely.
Like results in terms of what?
Results in terms of what we have discussed so far, these results. Can you see the screen?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So these results, the 7 results that we discussed last week.
Oh, okay.
So
I'm sorry.
our cheto darpana marjanam, our heart starts getting cleansed of sinful propensities. Bhava maha davagni nirvapanam, the fire, the agni of material sense gratification starts getting extinguished. The desire to have more hankering for material things starts getting extinguished, starts reducing. So like this, there are these 7 outcomes of japa. Can we say that we are experiencing those results? And are we experiencing those results as quickly as we had expected, or as quickly as we see maybe some other devotees experiencing, or as quickly as we see in the Shastras that is written that you will achieve these results quickly? And we find that either the results we are not experiencing or experiencing them very slowly. So what is the reason for that? That is the question.
Totally into that.
Sorry, is
Maybe
somebody saying something?
Totally into that. It's like when I started 1 year ago after attending your classes. So it was like for the sake of doing, I was doing. So it went on few weeks, I think, and then later on, slowly, when I got habituated towards it, it was like it was kind of a free flow. I didn't put thought into it. It used to come quite naturally. That might be one reason.
Mm-hmm.
Prabhuji, the conditioning that happened over the millions of our lifetime.
Mm-hmm. Conditioning for over lifetime.
And we do offenses while doing japa, so that's one of the reasons.
Offenses doing while
Offensive,
doing japa. Very
like
nice.
offensive japa, yeah.
Can you give an example? Like what do you mean by offenses?
Like the 10 offenses that we do while doing the 10 offenses of Naam Jap.
Can you give like something that you have realized among those 10, many of the audience may not know what are those 10 offenses, but something that has hit close to home, as they say, something that has hit you, that, oh my God, yeah, I'm actually doing number 5 or number 7 or whatever may be. Would you like to share like that? Something that is real for you.
I don't know what's real for me, but some of them is like, like blaspheming the devotees, or thinking that earlier, like thinking that other demigods are equal to Krishna. So I can't tell from my experience, but yeah.
Okay, very good, very good.
And also, Prabhuji, what I feel is, like we don't have attraction to Japa at this stage, because initially we have so much sins that we've accumulated over a period of millions of years, that until all the sins gets washed away, until Krishna shows his mercy to clean away all the sins, we probably won't have so much attraction to the name of Krishna or Japa.
Somebody else also said that, I think Badri Prabhu said that earlier, or some other devotee, our millions of years are our long years of conditioning, whether in this life or many, many lifetimes before. So that is a sort of, at least 2 or 3 of you have said that, and that is certainly a common theme. Anybody else?
Prabhuji, other thing is that we do japa, but we go back to our regular life and keep doing other things.
Aha,
right. So
very nice. Very nice. Yes, somebody else was saying something. Medha Mataji and then Shivani.
Prabhuji, we don't do it with devotion, with love, and the faith which should be there with us. We should have total faith in Lord, and that's how, with the love for him, and that's how we should do the japa actually. Yeah, I feel that way, and I try to do it that way, and I love to do it actually because of that. Yeah.
Very good.
Yes.
Thanks. Shivani?
It is because of lack of prayers, and we also don't follow the 3rd verse of Shikshashtakam, so that is also a reason.
Yes. What is the essence of the 3rd verse, just for those who don't know?
That we should be as humble we should be more humble than a blade of grass, and more tolerant than a tree, and we should give others respect and not desire for respect, and we should always chant the holy names of the Lord.
Very nice. So humility in one's character is the essence of that 3rd verse. Trinadapi sunichena taroriva sahishnuna manina manadena kirtaniya sadahari. So yes, humility is the essence. So we don't have humility in our heart. Okay, very good. Any others?
Prabhuji, I would also like to add.
Yes.
There is also a lack of sambandh gyan at times, because we are just chanting, but we are not really trying to make that sambandh. We are just chanting mechanically.
Can you say something more? Some may not know what is sambandha gyan.
So the sambandh gyan is basically like the relationship between us, Krishna, and Maya, the relation triangle between the three. And if we are not trying to have the proper prayers to get the sambandha to Krishna and away from Maya, if we are not trying to do that consciously during the japa, then it becomes quite difficult to have a very good and absorption-full japa.
Very nice. Very good. Anybody else? Okay, so we had a very nice discussion about why we may not have the experience of those results that are promised of japa, or why don't we have any attraction for japa itself. So even Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we will go to the next verse of Shikshashtakam, the 2nd verse, and we will see what Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying about attraction for the holy name. So this verse goes like this. Naam akari bahudha nij sarva shaktis tatrartya namita niyamita smaranena kalaha eta drishi tava kripa bhagavan mamapi durdaiva midrisham iha janina anuragaha. So the sort of the word by word, or the sort of the translation or the meaning of this is, so Naam akari bahudha nija sarva shaktis. So we'll divide the first line into two parts, Naam akari bahudha and nija sarva shaktis. So first of all, Naam akari bahudha. The Lord has many, many names. Bahudha means many. And Naam means the names. That's a plural for Nama. Akari means various types. Many names are there of the Lord. So there's not just one name. There's not just Krishna. There is Govinda, there is Rama, Narsingha. There are so many names. And Nija Sarva Shaktis. In each of those names, Nija means personal, his own, his or her own. Sarva Shakti. So all the energy, all the potency the Lord has put in all his names. So there is no one name which is better than the other. So never think Krishna is better than Ram, or Ram is better than Krishna. And even Srila Prabhupada has said that, if it has come from bona fide scriptures, then even Allah or other names given in other scriptures, which may not be under the Vaishnava tradition, may also be bona fide names of God. So we don't say only Krishna or anything like that. There could be other bona fide names as well. And in all these names, the important point is Lord has put his full energy, Sarva Shakti, has been put by the Lord in all these names, each of these names. And then, so here in the first three lines, the power of the name is being described. How much potency, how much power, how much strength is there in the name itself. So first of all, we see there are many names. In each of the names, the Lord has put his full potency, his full, and all his energies are put in each of the names. Then the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Tatrarpita niyamita smaranena kalaha. Tatrarpita, in all those names, niyamita means the rules or the regulations or the various restrictions, etc. You can chant this name, you cannot chant this name, etc., etc. And for smaran, for remembering, chanting and remembering, na kalaha. Kala means time, and Srila Prabhupada expands it to time and place. So time and place. Na means not. So which means there are no rules for chanting these names or remembering these names. There are no rules, especially in terms of time or place, where you can chant, when you can chant. But basically, the essence is that the Lord is being so merciful and so lenient, so flexible, that he's saying there are no rules. Just take the name itself without any rules. Nobody should tell you you must do it at 3 o'clock in the morning, or you must sit in a forest and do it, or in an ashram. You cannot do it in a city or anything like that. And Srila Prabhupada has said, if you are sick and you have not taken a bath, even then you can chant. Or something like, many, there's a lot of leniency and flexibility. That is the point. The third one is Eta Drishi Tava Kripa Bhagavan Mamapi. So Eta Drishi means a lot. Tava Kripa, Kripa means mercy. So Tava means Lord's mercy. Bhagavan Mamapi. There is so much mercy that you have put in these names, and you have given us these names to me, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying. And this is in continuation to the next one, Durdaivam Idrisham Ihajani Nanuragaha. Durdaivam is a very, very, and that's why I have highlighted that line in the slide. That is the most important line of this whole para. Durdaivam Idrisham Ihajani Nanuragaha. So Durdaivam means it is my misfortune. It is my bad luck, or whatever may be the reason, that Ihajani Nanuragaha. Anurag. Is there anybody on the call with the name Anurag? Probably not. Does anybody know the meaning of Anurag? I was going to ask that. What is the meaning of your name? Anurag means?
Attachment.
Attachment. Very good. So na anuragaha. So that means It is my misfortune, even though the Lord has given so much flexibility. Kripa means mercy. Etadrishi tava kripa bhagavan mamapi. You have been so flexible, so merciful on me by removing the rules, by not saying that there should be only one name, not another name. You have put the same amount of potency, same energy in all the names. You have given so many options of names, and no rules are there. So much flexibility is there. So much you are giving me all this leniency. Still, I have no durdaivam. It is my misfortune that I have no anurag, no attachment to chanting the holy name of the Lord. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is highlighting our situation, that we are so unfortunate. It's like, you are being given a blank check by a millionaire, go encash it, and we are not even encashing it. So much flexibility he has given, but we are not making use of it. So this is the second verse. So now we will do japa. Okay, with this understanding, we are at the right time, 6:30 Portland or Pacific time, and I would like you. So we will do 2 rounds of japa for 15 minutes, 7 minutes per round, approximately. That makes it 15 minutes, 14 minutes. And I would like you to focus on these two questions at the back of your mind while you are doing japa. See whether there is taste and there is attraction to the japa, to the process of japa. Try to experience that and try to contemplate while doing japa during these 15 minutes why it is not there. Okay, and then we will discuss after 15 minutes. So focus on this. I will leave this slide on the screen sharing. Okay. Anybody has any quick questions before we start? So those who had attended last time, they know how to chant the japa. I hope you have your japa beads, the japa mala with you. I have mine here with me. But in case if you don't have it, you can do it on your finger, or you can just keep doing it for 15 minutes, chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Okay, and focus on these two questions. Did anybody have a question?
I have to get my japa mala first.
Yeah, go and get it. Okay, we will start. Please focus on these two questions. Why don't we experience the promised results? And why don't we have attraction to the holy name? And we'll come back and discuss. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Dvaita Gadadhar Srivasti Gaur. I'll chant softly so that you all can also do it, but I will stay unmuted. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram. Chaitanya, Nityananda, Shuddha, Siddhanta, Shivas, Vipa, Bhaktivinoda, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Ram Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare 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 Rama Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Hare Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Hare Rama Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Okay, So I did my 2 rounds here. Those of you who may still be doing, I'll just wait for a few more 30 seconds and then please finish up. If you are still doing, then you can continue to do while we will continue the class. And for those who have, would like to share something, what they realized, why don't we have the taste or the attraction? Please be ready to share, 1 or 2 or few devotees.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, so one thing which I realized is we are lacking the intention, we are lacking the effort, because Prabhupada also said that it's impossible not to be Krishna conscious. And someone asked, how long does it take to be Krishna conscious? He said 1 second. So it's something lacking from our part, not from Krishna's part. And Krishna says, "Ye yathamam prapadyante." So as much energy we put in, that much we will get. So that means we are not putting enough energy. So that's why
So
we
you
are
are
not
saying
able.
somewhere in our effort there is a lacking.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. This is kind of in contrast with some of the statements made earlier, that there is many lifetimes of conditioning. So there is a sense that we get, or one builds up, that it is, because there is so much conditioning, how can there be taste? So there is this feeling, or there is the sentiment that it is somehow not in my control. There is so much of dust that is accumulated. It will anyway take a long time for it to be cleaned up. It's not my fault. It's not my problem. I don't have a control of the situation, or I cannot do anything about it because the pile of dust is so huge. Whereas what you are saying is that we do have control, or we have a say in the matter, just that we are not putting in our effort. So that contrast is very nice that you are bringing up.
Yeah, Prabhuji, one more thing I would like to add here, like about this same point. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, I've heard, he has said that ultimately everything is kripa. Ultimately everything is mercy. But kripa is the amount of effort which we put in, that according to that we get the kripa. It's not like kripa just comes out of nowhere. If we are not putting the effort, then it's not kripa. Kripa is like kar pa. You do, you karo, and you pa. So that's a good thing, which the good analogy I've heard.
Okay, very good. However, there is a contrasting understanding. Kripa by definition means to somebody who is undeserving. So there is a slight contrast, and I will clarify that, or it will get clarified later during the class. So whereas with the way you are putting it, it is not misproportional to our effort. It has to be proportional to our effort, then we will get the kripa. And that makes it not, that makes one need some qualification to deserve the mercy. But by definition, mercy is to the undeserving. So there is a slight, we want everybody to be clear what is the definition of mercy. Because in the truest sense, it is even for those who are completely unqualified. Okay. Other devotees want to share something, what you realized out of why you don't experience the attraction?
Prabhuji, we allow our senses and we don't, when we do japa, we think there is no incentive. That is because we don't realize the intangible value of japa. Always we see the stula or tangible benefits that we are used to, that alone we see. Maybe that is the reason.
Very nice realization, Mataji. Very nice. So we're saying because we don't realize the tangible benefits, we are so used to instant gratification. You go to the store, you pay money, you get the product immediately. Yes, Vivek Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, can you hear me?
Yes.
I think it is a great point that Renuka Mataji made everything else other than the japa seems amplified. Every other thought that comes into the head takes precedence over what we are doing right now, which is japa. Every notification I hear is amplified. Every thought in my head that is something other than japa, something like you said, something I have to do. Why am I just sitting here? I think it's like Mataji said, the intangible value, and there is something you can be doing right now that will immediately produce results, and you are not able to do it right now, and that is it's a cycle reaction. Keep thinking about that, and there's work begets work, right?
Yes, very true. Now, to that point, so we are kind of jumping back and forth between solution space and problem statements and solution space. Think about it, those who have undergone some long period of study to become a doctor or engineer or whatever, it takes a long time, and people keep doing the hard work, semester after semester, semester after semester. And there is no instant gratification that after 2 days or one semester of study, you can become a doctor or something like that. It takes a long time to get the result. So why are we able to do that, but not this? That is another question to ponder on, contemplate. So there are situations in our material life where we do put in a lot of effort for a very long time, and then the phala or the result comes. So not everything is instant, even in our material understanding. So when we have the experience of such long-term investment and then the return, why not in japa? Something to think about. Okay. Yes, other devotees, Nishtha.
Haribol, yeah, my mom and I, we were saying like the time, energy, and like attention that goes into each round. Because personally I chant like pretty slow, and so I've been noticing like, that energy that you have to put into each round can be discouraging sometimes, but once you keep doing it, it gets like better.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Yes, Shivani.
As you said that the definition of kripa is those who don't deserve, so they get the mercy. So, but
They also get, even the deserving get. It's not only for the undeserving, it's for both. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, but the definition, so we think that we deserve mercy, but we don't think that we don't deserve mercy. So that is why we don't get mercy.
Excellent point. Very good. That deserving or that qualification becomes more like a demand. I must get. Now that is not part of mercy. You cannot demand it. Very nice. Yes, anybody else? Okay, we'll move forward then. Last call. Okay. So let us see what Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur says about this. Why don't we have the taste of japa, or why don't we experience those wonderful results that have been promised by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? So it's a 4-step process, and you will see, and many of the things that the devotees have mentioned are very true, but in a systematic way, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur has summarized it in very nice 4 steps. So 1 second. So Shilpa Mataji, did you raised your hand? Did you want to share something? You had a question or a comment? Okay, probably not. We'll keep going then. Can you all hear me okay? Yes? No? Yes. Okay, great. Thanks. Oh, somebody else raised hand. Shri Devi Mataji?
Oh, I accidentally did, Prabhuji. But my thoughts were when I don't remember his name, your guru came.
he said when we are chanting, how do we sustain? He gave the 4 steps. Like when you are chanting, you need to listen your voice through the ears. And then you develop the ruchi through the tongue. And then you develop the love towards the Krishna. So these 4 things has to happen as a cycle. When you are listening through the ears, then you can sustain your brain while doing japa. It's not the timings you do, how many times, but each thing you need to get it. So that was my input.
Very nice, wonderful. So that's in the solution space. Yes, very nice. Ananya Mataji or Sukumar Prabhuji?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Yes. So I was feeling like when as long as I'm not feeling that pain that I'm away from Krishna, that taste is not coming. And like, well,
You wait. Can you say it? Your audio froze. Can you all hear me? Is it my end?
am I audible?
Now you are.
Okay. So maybe internet problem. Okay, so I was telling like as long as I'm not feeling the pain that I'm away from Krishna, then the taste for the japa is not coming. Like when I'm feeling where I'm stuck in this world, like then I'm feeling like I'm like in Hindi we say it guhar lagate hain ki no, then that taste is coming. So
Very nice. That pain causes the taste. That's what you are saying. Very nice. And unfortunately, this is a time when many people are facing the pain. I get so many messages from various devotees about their family members going through a lot of suffering, and because of which they are over here going through the suffering, mental and emotional agony, because of the suffering back in India, because of the disease, COVID, and all that. And in those moments when it really hits close to home, in the news we just see a number, so many lakh cases, so many thousand cases, so many deaths. But when it hits close to home, when some very close family member gets affected, then our japa increases by million times intensity. And the taste I don't know, but yes, the intensity definitely increases. And I have seen it even in my personal case. Anybody else? So yes, suffering or calamity forces, or we should say brings about the attraction or the intensity. So we will continue, and so we will see Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, who is a great acharya in the disciplic succession in the parampara of the Srila Prabhupada going upwards to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he gives this wonderful 4-step answer as to what leads to our loss or lack of taste in japa, and therefore no results. Okay, so it's not that Krishna gets angry, oh, you are not doing japa, I will give you reaction. No. He's not forcing us to do japa. He is not desperate. Well, he is desperate to have all of us come back to him. He is desperate for our love, but he is not he is not that is not in a sense where he will chastise us or punish us for not doing for not chanting his name or for not doing nama sankirtana. But the benefits that are available out of doing it will simply not be available. The taste, if it is not there, it is our loss. Krishna is not going to make our life miserable because of that. If we keep being in the mode of goodness, we will continue to get the benefit, dharma artha kama cycle. So those who have been in Bhagavad Gita class clearly should understand this cycle of you be a good person and you will get the results, you will enjoy, and after those results have been enjoyed and all the good reactions have been consumed, back to square one. So this cycle of dharma artha kama keeps going on. But the elevation to the spiritual platform will not happen. So what is the cause? So the first cause is tattva vibhrama. Vibhrama or brahma, most of you may understand, brahma means doubt. Vibhrama is also doubt. Tattva vibhrama means having a doubt on the essential nature or on the essence of who Krishna is. Having a doubt on Krishna. And not only having a doubt on Krishna, but having a doubt on the name of Krishna as well. So one thing I want to point out here at this point is that we will see later, Lord Krishna is a person. He is the Lord, he is God, but he is not impersonal. He is not light or he is not energy. There is light and energy emanating or coming out of Krishna, coming from Krishna, but behind that energy, we sometimes get dazzled by the bright energy coming from Krishna, and all we see is energy. So we think God is energy. But those who have attended the Bhagavad Gita classes or have some basic understanding, have read Bhagavad Gita, will know behind that energy is a person, Krishna. And that person, Krishna, is completely spiritual. And everything associated with that person, Krishna, is also spiritual. So therefore, one of the things that is associated with that person, Krishna, is the name of Krishna. Therefore, the name is also perfectly spiritual. Therefore, there is no difference. And at a spiritual platform, everything is equal in quality. So then there is no difference between the name of Krishna and the person Krishna. Now, when there is no difference between the name of Krishna and the person Krishna, that means the name of Krishna is also a person. So I have shown this link. If you find it hard to understand, that's okay. But the point being made is that the holy name of Krishna is also a person. And in the Shastras, in the scriptures, the name given to that holy name is called Naam Prabhu. Like we say Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Hare Krishna Prabhu, whatever we say, Prabhu to a person, the personification of the holy name has a name, and that name is Naam Prabhu. The person who personifies the name of Lord Krishna is Naam Prabhu. So having a doubt, Tattva Vibhrama, having a doubt on Krishna and having a doubt on the holy name. So think about it. This is very, very important. These 4 steps that we will undergo, this yellow I have highlighted here. Think about it in your own chanting, in your own japa, in your own life. Do I have full faith in the holy name, or is there some doubt? Oh, I have heard so much Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is really a very, very important textbook. It must be true, but I don't see it being true. Maybe it is right, maybe it is wrong. Maybe let me spend some time in chanting, because Bhagavad Gita says one must take the name of the Lord. Let me spend 1 hour, half an hour. Remaining, at least I still have 23 hours in my life like before. So I will spend 23 hours like I was spending before. At least 1 hour let me give. So that is a doubtful investment. It's like your very good friend is coming and saying, please invest some money into this stock. It will, this stock price will rise. And he's such a good friend and he's telling you so convincingly, even though you are not convinced, you say, fine, okay, I'll put some money. Even if it is lost, not everything is lost. So that is a doubtful, and we haven't invested fully. That is tattva vibhrama. We have a doubt on the essence of Krishna. So in various ways, I was telling you from sort of my realization, but think about it in your own life, how much faith or how much doubt you have on the essence of Krishna and the name. So that is one. We have a doubt. And the solution space. So this is the second part of the workshop today. We don't have a third part, even though we can have so much discussion on japa and we can have 10 or 20 parts. But I want to kind of end it within 2 parts to make it concise. In the solution space, to remove tattva vibhrama, to remove this brahma, this doubt, is to continuously engage in swa adhyaya, to engage in hearing from Shastra. So one must continuously engage in reading about Krishna, about the devotees of Krishna, so that one can realize or constantly be reminded that there is power in the name, there is power in the holy name. It's like your friend who told you invest in this stock company and it will grow. You have invested, but if he stops visiting you, if he stops telling you, one day you will say, why have I invested in this? The stock is not growing up, the price is not going up, let me withdraw my money. And one day you will withdraw, and that will be the end of it. But if he keeps visiting you and keeps telling you, no, you must, don't take it out, the money, put more money, in fact, then the chances are much less that you will withdraw it. So don't withdraw your investment into Krishna. And the process to keep reminding yourself that, yes, this is a valuable investment, is to continue the process of hearing of Shastra. And the best Shastras are Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita. One should continue to do that. And that, to some extent, will take care of Tattva Vibhrama. Next one, as somebody mentioned, when there is doubt, when there is Tattva Vibhrama, it leads to Asat Trishna. Trishna, anybody knows the meaning of Trishna?
Thirst.
Lust or
Thirst.
hankering. Thirst, yes. Thirst
Thirst.
or hankering. Yes, correct. Thirst or hankering. So Trishna means hankering for Asat. Asat is everything that is not connected to Krishna is Asat. That we have seen in Bhagavad Gita in the 17th chapter, when we read about Om Tat Sat. What is Sat and what is Asat? Asat is everything that is not connected or not favorable to Krishna, or progress towards Krishna is Asat. And everything that is in the material realm, that is related to sense gratification, to our material enjoyment, is usually in the category of Asat. So the Trishna, the hankering for that. So first there is Vibhrama, Tattva Vibhrama, there is doubt. And then there is strong attraction or Trishna for Asat. So not only is there repulsion or doubt about Krishna, on the other hand, somebody is pulling us towards itself, which is Maya or Asat. So in a tug of war, two people are pulling this way. So, you have a hope of, staying at the same place. Here it is not tug of war. You want to go one way. So not only is there repulsion from one side, there is attraction to Asat. So very quickly we start moving towards the other side. So there is this Asat Trishna. So that is the other thing. I just want to invest half an hour, but remaining 23 hours are mine. So there is that hankering. I still have my real life with me. That is what comes up for me. My real life is those 23 hours. This is something I'm doing out of some kind of force. That feeling is there. That is called Asat Trishna, the hankering for Asat or material sense gratification, sense enjoyment, lust, and so on. So the doubt is there, and then we start getting pulled, or we have this attraction, strong attraction to material sense gratification. The third one is that we are weak. Hridaya Daurbalyam. So Bala means strength. Durbala means weakness, weakness of the heart. Hridaya Durbalyam or Daurbalyam. Our heart is weak. We get easily attracted towards Asat. So we don't have, somebody may call it willpower, somebody may call it strength of the heart. All these are similar things, but our heart is weak. And we cannot resist the temptation, and we are surrounded, especially in Kali Yuga, we are surrounded by all these opportunities for extreme sense gratification. Sense gratification is right at our doorstep. In many cases, you just have to press one or two buttons somewhere or something, and you can get as much sense gratification as you want. So not only it has been made very easy to obtain sense gratification, we are also weak to resist it. And even if we are strong, it is so easy to get it that our strength sometimes fails. So that is Hridaya Daurbalyam. And then we get into sense gratification and away from Krishna. And that further causes Naam Aparadha. Aparadha to Naam Prabhu, to the holy name. And we can end up doing some kind of aparadha. And there are several aparadhas we will see here in the next slide. The details we will not go into today, but we run the risk of causing some offense to Nama Prabhu. And when we cause offense to Nama Prabhu, it's not like he will retaliate. That's not the point. But we won't get the benefit of what we could have gotten by becoming surrendered to Nama Prabhu. That benefit will be unavailable. So that is the sort of the 4-step process given by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So I would like you to, so we will very soon go into the next session, next 15-minute round of japa, and I would like you to think about these 4 steps. How in your own personal situation this is manifesting. Where all do you have doubts on Krishna himself or the power or the strength of his name? Some people may think, oh, if Krishna himself appears before me, like he appeared before Dhruva or before Narad Muni or before, Arjuna, then I can become a great devotee. But I don't have faith in the name of Krishna. Name of Krishna is present in front of us. It's present right on our tongue. But yes, Krishna is not present in front of us like he was present in front of Prahlad Maharaj, the boy Prahlad, or Arjuna, or Dhruva, or others. So see in your life, where is that doubt? And how much attraction you have for sense enjoyment. Oh, after japa is done, my real life begins. I have to go watch this movie, or I have to go do this wonderful thing or that wonderful thing. And how easily we get attracted. Even if we are in the middle, somebody says, oh, just stop it, let's go do that. You can finish your japa after coming back. Very quickly we drop. But if you are doing something very sense gratificatory, somebody says, can you stop that and let's do japa? Our heart is not strong to respond favorably to that. And worst of all, because of all the first 3 issues, we end up causing offense to the holy name. So please, during the next round of japa, 15 minutes, which we will do soon, please try to contemplate on these 4 steps. And I will leave this slide on when we do japa. So the 4th point, which is Naam Aparadha, is very serious, because when we do offense to the holy name, Aparadha to the holy name, we won't go into the details of that, then we will definitely not get the results. Now, there are 10 offenses to the holy name that are mentioned in Padma Purana. There are many, many offenses, but for example, there are very 10 clear offenses given in the Puranas, especially the Padma Purana, about offenses to Nama Prabhu. Sushilpa Mataji earlier mentioned one of them, and things like that. I'll just give a small glimpse of a Naam Aparadha. One of the Naam Aparadha is considering the glory of the holy name to be false. Oh, this is just, this is not true. Can't be true. How can just some sound be equal to Krishna? I can, take any other sound name. I can say, whatever, if you love a cars, I can say Mercedes Benz, Mercedes, 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 and all the thoughts, I'm full of Mercedes. Some child may say I want to go to Disneyland, or I want to go watch a Batman movie, and he can keep saying Batman, 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 or whatever, maybe whatever you're attracted to. So how can, and they know that that is not true. Just by taking the name, you don't get the benefit. How can by taking the name it is possible? Nah, it's not possible. It's false. It's all made up. Can't be true. So that is a aparadh. That is a offense to the holy name. In our heart, we commit that offense. So when we commit that offense, we don't get the result. And there are other offenses as well, which we are not ready to go into yet. So we have the next question. What are the, so you must focus on these 4 steps, and I have one more question for you. What are the outcomes once Naam Aparadha is committed? Once we commit these offenses because of our lack of faith, our attraction to Asat, Trishna, and due to weakness of our heart, we end up committing some offenses. What is the ultimate outcome of these offenses? Of course, there are 2 clear outcomes. We have no taste, or the taste builds very, very slowly, and we don't experience those results of all our sinful reactions getting washed away. Cheto Darpana Marjanam does not happen because we are so attracted still to the Agni, to that fire of sense gratification is burning still. Why it is not getting extinguished? Then we wonder. So obviously those results are not there. Is that all? What are the other harmful effects, more harmful outcomes of Naam Aparadha? Or what could be? So think about it. I want you to contemplate on it. Okay. So we will do another 15 minutes of japa, and then we will come back and wrap up. Okay. So I will request you to focus. I will remember this question. What are the more harmful outcomes of Naam Aparadha? And I will, maybe what I will do is I will take a screenshot of this portion, just this question, and I will paste it here so that, oops. Can you all still see this? The question at the bottom?
It's a little bit small. Also, there's a question in the chat. If you need to.
Okay, I will take that question. Okay, I request you to see this, these 4 steps, and what are the more harmful, are there any other harmful side effects or main effects of Naam Aparadha? Okay, chat, let's see. Thank you, Shilpa Mataji, for sharing the benefits of japa that you are experiencing. And yes, we may not realize the benefits, but they are there. Absolutely true. The japa itself, we will see at the end, is the medicine for lack of taste of japa. But when we put our own effort and doing the japa nicely, those positive or outcomes accelerate. They come to us faster, and they come to us in a higher quality. Can you please explain what is Naam Prabhu? Okay, the right question would have been, can you please explain who is Naam Prabhu? Because Naam Prabhu is a person. And the simple answer is Naam Prabhu is the personification of the holy name. Lord Krishna is a person, and everything related to Krishna is a person. You might have heard in the Damodar Leela pastime that we described during the Kartik month or the Damodar month, how everything is a person. Even the boiling milk is a person, the rope is a person, the ankle bells of Krishna, they are like, personified. They are persons. All the inanimate objects are also persons. Now this is a very deep philosophy. If you don't understand it, that's fine. But what we are saying is that the name of the Lord is also a person. The name is personified, and the name of that person is Naam Prabhu. So the name of the holy name personified is Naam Prabhu. So that's the answer to the question of who is Naam Prabhu. It's the personified holy name. Any other questions? Okay, so let's spend the next 15 minutes doing japa. And please focus during the japa in the background, try to find out where these four things are affecting your life and what are the harmful outcomes or effects of these causes, the tattva vibhrama, asat trishna, and hridaya daurbalyam. Okay, so 15 minutes, we will resume. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Okay, so I am done with my chanting of 2 rounds. We'll take 1 minute and by then we'll finish. It will be 15 minutes or 14 minutes then. So in the meantime, please be ready if somebody would like to share or has questions, you can think about it.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes.
I had one analogical question.
Just hold for 1 minute. Let people finish. Yeah. Be ready with it. Okay. So those who would like to share or say something, you can raise your hand using the Zoom tool. That makes it easier. But you can just unmute and share also. Yes, go ahead, Shivani. Or
Yeah, Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes.
So I had one analogical question rather about this. So what came to my mind is that verse from Bhagavad Gita, Dhyayato Pumsam, that everything starts with the contemplation of over the sense objects, and then we start to fall down. Similarly, over here also, as we start to their contemplation here, as we start to doubt, so then we start falling down, and then we start having the material desires, and then like in this way we keep falling down. In this Hridaya Daurbalyam is like a gate from where we go down to Naam Aparadha. So is that analogy correct?
Yes. So very good point. Yes, that is correct. Does that answer your question? Yeah. So how it is correct in the following way. These are those aparadhas, or this is the sequence of steps leading to Naam Aparadha for those who are engaging in the process of japa. That is, these apply to those. Of course, those who are not even thinking about Krishna, they have no knowledge of Krishna, they are simply engrossed in sense gratification. Lord Krishna calls them Naradhama in the Bhagavad Gita, either Mudha or Naradhama, but mostly Naradhamas, who are not even interested in Krishna. If you go and talk to them about Krishna, they'll say, no, 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 when I become old, or it's not for me, or whatever they will say. So these ones apply to those who are trying to chant the holy name, who are trying to do the japa, but they are still engaged. So that means when they are trying to do japa, they have at least some understanding of why they are doing it. So they have some at least superficial understanding of Krishna. Otherwise, why would one engage to begin with? And then the Asat Trishna, the attraction to the sense gratification is so great that the attraction for the holy name does not take place. So from that point onwards, even though there is an effort, so this is much better than those who are not even aware or not even putting an effort. This is better. But very soon it comes to that second stage where one is almost equal to those who are completely engaged in sense gratification. There is very little difference. So yes, the progress will happen simply by the process of engaging in japa, but the progress will be slower. Yes, Sushilpa Mataji.
Prabhuji, I was going to say the same thing, I felt like, one more harmful outcome is, we'll fall down in Krishna consciousness. So I was going to say the same thing. And, as all the Vaishnavas say, like if we chant, Panchatattva mantra, right before we do the, japa for before and after each round, that'll really help us with, combat these offenses, offensive chanting. And also, Prabhuji, all this thing that you've explained, like it made me, my understanding, after all this, I was thinking, we work so hard, to become a, anything, like to study so hard since childhood, to become a professional, or, to get a job and for sense gratification, and, to earn money, and, we keep accumulating money, and, to increase our bank balance. But that's because, we identify ourselves with the body, and that's why we want to earn more money for sense gratification. But if we understand Bhagavad Gita, and if we start identifying ourselves as soul, then probably, we work so hard just for this lifetime, whatever we accumulate, any whatever we earn, and it just gets wiped off, when we, leave our body. But if we start thinking ourselves as soul, and if we invest more time in spiritual activities or japa, then I think we'll increase our bank balance spiritually in the spiritual account, which doesn't get wiped off even after we leave the body. I think when we would work so hard, just we don't know how many ever years, maybe maximum 100, but we don't even know if we're going to live until then. But if we could work so hard and spend so much time for just whatever we get in this life, why can't we work and invest more time and spend more time, doing something where it will last forever? We don't waste. We feel like it's, we don't want to spend so much time doing japa, because we don't identify it as, with sense gratification, like everybody was saying. So it was a very good point to understand, and maybe that will help me, to spend more time doing the japa maybe.
And
Thank
that comes
you.
from, thank you so much for that wonderful realization. It comes from also from Tattva Vibhrama. Who knows, is this real? Do I really have these multiple lifetimes? Is there something called karmic reaction? Does it go from life to life? All these things, doubts come. And what if all this is false? Or maybe it's not true. Maybe some part is true, some is not. Or I will make up later in this life. All those doubts are there, which make us today not invest into something that will truly last us for many, or for eternity across lifetimes. So thank you so much. Yes, Vivek Prabhuji.
So, Prabhuji, I just thought about the concept of, I thought about Naam Prabhu, right? That you were saying that it is in fact Krishna himself in the name. So when you are causing Naam Aparadha, the whole point of chanting is to get closer to Krishna, cleanse ourselves. And if you are committing Naam Aparadha, if you are a Naam Aparadhi, you are offending Krishna himself. So if you continue offending Krishna himself continuously, so you are moving farther and farther away from the goal. That is what I realized. And one more thing was, if you don't chant the right way without complete belief, with Tattva Vibhrama, which is a very, I think, very prominent point you made here, you'll end up setting a bad example to others who are looking to move closer to Krishna.
Yeah, very, very true. So we must, even if there is Tattva Vibhrama in our heart, we should never say it out loud. At least we should act as if we don't have Tattva Vibhrama. At least to not spoil other people's consciousness.
Yeah, good point,
That's
Prabhuji.
the minimum we should do. Even if we don't believe, we should at least say that we believe. Okay. Best is to believe and then say it with conviction. But if we don't believe, better to at least be silent. Otherwise, it becomes even more bigger aparadha, that is called blasphemy. To actively go and denounce the holy name or those who have faith in the holy name. That is actually one of the 10 offenses. Yes, were you going to say something?
Is it still better chanting something than chanting nothing?
Of
because
course.
we are scared of Naam Aparadha. It is
No. That's why I clarified Naam Aparadha does not mean that the Lord will come after you if you cause Naam Aparadha. Now there is one kind of Naam Aparadha, or one thing that results from Naam Aparadha which is very serious, very, very serious. Then the Lord will actively come after you. We will see that in the next slide. Okay? But otherwise, you just don't get the benefit. There is no retaliation at all from the Lord. So yes, any kind of chanting, any kind, with or without faith, is definitely better than none. Please get this very firmly in your mind. This is about making faster progress.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
So one should build faith or shraddha in the name of Krishna, in Krishna himself. So one should remove Tattva Vibhrama. For those who are doing chanting, for those who are not, this doesn't even apply. These steps don't even apply, because these are the steps for those who are trying to do the japa but are not able to do it with attachment with the taste. And one should therefore, the next to counter, so the solution space is to counter Tattva Vibhrama by engaging in reading the scriptures or hearing from the scriptures to constantly increase our faith and associate with devotees. When you are hearing, you're obviously associating with somebody who is speaking, at least, or better to hear in a group. So all that increases our faith. Next is Asat Trishna. Then we should start to develop some detachment. Okay, let me just give this up. This is so stupid. I'm attached to this cheap little thing. Can I try to give it up? Try to give it up for 1 week, 1 month. Like that, one should start to develop some detachment from sense gratification and build the strength of the heart to do that. Therefore, address the Hridaya Daurbalyam. So try to address these things, and you will see very, very positive increment in the level or quality of your chanting. You will absolutely see that automatically. Yes, simply chanting will attract Krishna's mercy. Mercy is free. It is available without any qualification. But to go faster, try this out, and you will see exponential increase in the quality of your chanting, of your japa, and the quality of your attraction, your attachment to Krishna himself, which is Krishna Prem. That's the goal of life. Yes, Shivani, you raised your hand,
Yes,
or your brother. Yeah.
I raised. So if we do Naam Prabhu, then we also upset Srila Prabhupada.
Yes, he's upset or he's disappointed. You can put it that way.
Disappointed.
Yes. Every teacher wants his students to make fast, quick progress. Yes, Vivek Prabhu. Is your hand raised from previous time?
Oh yeah, I think it's previous Prabhuji, sorry.
Okay, no. Okay, let's move forward then. We have 10 more minutes. So let us see the answer to this question, that what else is the outcome or the result or the harmful nature, some of the unfavorable results, something that we would not want. Fine, we are not getting the result. You put your money in the stock market, fine. You didn't get any return. But by putting your money there, if the police comes and knocks on your door and says, why did you put your money? Now that is now, counterproductive. Not only you did not get the result, but you got something unfavorable. So there are some harmful outcomes out of Naam Aparadha. And we have to be very careful about those. So let us see that, what it leads to, what it could lead to. So here are some of the outcomes. First is crookedness. So all these, stem from this one point, the last one which is mentioned. And these are the points mentioned, just to mention the source, by Srila Jiva Goswami in his Bhakti Sandarbha. So by doing japa, one begins to get some pride. Aha, I am special. I am, I have special protection of the Lord because I'm doing this. I have this, vaccine, COVID vaccine or something. Now I can go and, go to all the places and, do all kind of nonsense things. That kind of pride comes. So now the bad effects start happening. What happens? Crookedness, which means, as you can see, it is similar, performing devotional service to gain something other than Krishna Prema. Demanding Krishna's protection is one of the things. Oh, I am doing this. Now, Krishna, you have to protect me, even though I go do something sinful. That is definitely that kind of thought, that kind of feeling is very problematic. One should stay completely. If you are not doing japa, if you're not doing seriously, that's okay. But to go and do something sinful on the strength of that is a very serious problem. Then it causes also, because you are faithless, it causes faithlessness in your heart, which means if somebody else is doing, you say, Arey, he's just like me. I don't have faith. Surely he also doesn't have faith. He's just like me. So not only you have faithlessness as far as your personal experience is concerned, you have in general collective faithlessness, cumulative faithlessness in Nama Sankirtan, that not only when I am doing, but anybody that is doing is fake. So you begin to completely denounce, may not be actively denounced from your mouth or something like that, but in your mind, you are having this conviction that Nama Sankirtan is fake. And then more attachment to sense gratification occurs. And of course, that takes you downward. It doesn't keep you at the same level. The more you get attached to sense gratification, the more fall down occurs. And how that fall down occurs, we don't have the time to cover in this class, but you can read Bhagavad Gita. You can, especially in the 16th chapter, it is described how the fall down occurs through sense gratification. In a very quick summary, your own sense gratification you can do fine, but then the hankering increases so much that you start encroaching on other people's property to satisfy your senses. Your own property that has been allocated to you is not enough. Whatever punya that you have earned through previous good activities, you can do sense gratification out of that, out of the positive credits that you have earned. That is your quota. But then we want to increase our quota unjustly, and we try to steal other people's credits, we try to steal other people's property, and that is called anyaya. And in the 16th chapter, Lord says this leads to anyaya. We do illegal things for our sense gratification, and that becomes a problem. We develop laziness in performance of devotional activities, and that hampers our future investment into devotional service. Not only it is hampering today, it begins to hamper later as well. And pride in one's devotional service, for one who does it, the pride could start to build, and that also leads to downfall. So these are all the starting points of downfall. And when the downfall begins to occur, that is unfavorable because it leads to sinful reactions. Today, it might sound very nice to steal someone else's property or to engage in some kind of sense gratification, but as it is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita, it is extremely short-lived. And then we have to suffer the reactions for it. And that is unfavorable. Nobody likes to suffer the reactions of their sinful activities. So that is highly unfavorable. Now, in all these things, what is mentioned over here in the first few points, these 5 points, the law of karma takes care. But at what point does the Lord himself actively come behind is when one criticizes devotees or one causes some kind of offense to devotees. Criticism is one of the very basic kinds of offense that one can do to a devotee, which is called Sadhu ninda. One must be very, very careful about that. And that is in some sense related to this. I am faithless in Krishna, therefore, if you show faith, your faith is fake. And that is criticism, at least if you say out loud or if you go and say it to others, you know what? That guy, he seems to be, or he pretends, or he acts to be like he's a big devotee, but actually he is not. 10 years ago, he did this. 5 years ago, he did this. Or you may make up, yesterday he did this. So you go and criticize others. And that is absolutely, absolutely, then Krishna becomes really offended. He is not offended if you don't take his name, but if you blaspheme the name of his devotees, then Krishna takes great offense, and he will actively come behind such criminals or such demons. So that is something one should really, really stay away from. And Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in his discourse to Raghunath Das Goswami, says, not only one should stay away from criticism of devotees or sadhu ninda, the source of that one should stay away from. And the source of that is prajalpa, loose talk among people, loose talk. And if they are talking loose, something loose might come out of your mouth in terms of criticizing other devotees or criticism of others. One should be very, very careful about prajalpa, engaging. You are opening the gate. You're opening your gate to a bunch of friends with a beer bottle. Okay, I will not drink beer or wine, but if they are entering with it, fine, I will let them enter. You are letting yourself vulnerable to such association. And then, with a small slip, you could get engaged in that. Loose talk is happening, and you might also do some loose talk and cause sadhu ninda. Therefore, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Gramya katha na sunibe. Gramya katha means all this chatter. Prajalpa. Gramya means in a sort of a village. Gram means a village. That's the literal meaning. Katha means all the chatter that keeps going on. The loose talk, mundane talks. There is nothing per se harmful with mundane talks if you are just discussing cricket match, what is the cricket score, what is the basketball score, what is this, that, but it leads to that loosening of your tongue, and the mind is not in your control, and sadhu ninda could occur. Therefore, and also, so that is the grave outcome, that is the big problem. But the small problem is your mind is engaged in all kind of prajalpa, all kind of gramya katha, and to the extent it is engaged in gramya katha, even when you are doing japa, you are thinking about what Trump said, what this politician said, that politician said. That is also going to occupy your mind, and your focus will be lost. Even though you are not doing sadhu ninda, you are doing defocusing from japa. So therefore, as much as possible, try to stay away from gramya katha. All this mundane talks, one should stay away from. So try out these things. This video will be available on YouTube. You can look at the slides again. You can fast forward and look at the material, all the screen sharing, and try to apply this and make your japa great. Vaisesika Prabhu runs a series called Let's Make Japa Great Again. Make japa great again. So that's nice. So one last slide I have, this is my last slide. I collected some very nice resources. In the beginning stages, you can engage your senses. Of course, your hands are engaged in touching the beads of the japamala. Your tongue is engaged in chanting. You can hear your own chanting. You can also hear Srila Prabhupada chanting. And we had done this exercise last week or last time when we did the part 1. And I have collected some links in YouTube with Srila Prabhupada Japa. These first 3 are group Japa links. So in a group, the recording was done at a slower speed and at a faster speed. The latter two, these two are with a slideshow. I like that part also very nicely. Very nice that they're, it's like a slideshow of pictures of Krishna. So not only you can engage your ears, you can also see some things, some pictures of Krishna, and then you can focus. In a more advanced stages of japa, one should do it completely focusing on japa, not looking here and there and so on. But in the beginning stages, certainly this is advised. Then there is solo japa, just Srila Prabhupada, no group, at a slower speed, at a faster speed, depending on your taste. And then I have also, found this now earlier. There used to be this book, or it is, still available. It's called the Krishna Art Book. This book is there. You can see this. It's a thick book, big one, with beautiful pictures of Krishna. Wonderful plates of Krishna you can see here in the book. And this book is still available. It's a little expensive, $125 or something like that, but it has like so many wonderful plates of pictures. But this whole book has been converted into a video that is known as the Krishna Art Slideshow. And you can just play this, and there is some kirtan going on in the background. You can mute the sound, but let the video play, and the video just keeps changing into various pictures of pastimes of Krishna. And similarly, there is this another book called Darshan book, which also is here. This is basically another book that has been that is available, also very big size, as you can see. And it has pictures of deities of Krishna from all over the world, from all many ISKCON temples. Pictures are there. So I can't see the other way which page is being shown, but it has deity pictures from all over the world from ISKCON temples. And this book comes with a DVD with electronic form of photos of all those pictures of deities from all over the world. And they have made it into a YouTube video now. And you can look at the deities of Lord Krishna while doing your japa. So turn on these videos, put it on your computer or your phone, mute the volume, and do your japa while looking at it. There are some others, pictures from Srimad Bhagavatam and others. So what I will try to do is I'll try to paste all this in the chat so that it is directly clickable. I don't know how it will come. Let me try just pasting it in the chat for all of you. The formatting may get messed up. I don't know. Oh, it's right. What happened? It's not pasting at all for some reason.
Can you try?
What is that? Let me just try this. Why is it not selecting? Okay, but you can at least look at this in the video and try to find these videos on YouTube. I don't know why it is not copy pasting at all.
Prabhuji, if this is not possible, there is a file option. Maybe you can upload it, this presentation.
Yeah, I can do that, certainly. Where is the file option?
It's in the chat box itself. It might take longer because it seems like it's not directly through computer. It's right beside the to everyone.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah.
But it's only saying Dropbox, Google Drive, but it's not showing a local option. What I will do is I will ask my wife to send this out to all of you, like she communicates with all of you. You will get this table with clickable links. So anyway, these are wonderful resources. I will leave it here. In the worst case, you can search for these things in YouTube. Just type a search and you will see it. Or you have this link and you can just type it out, like W8RVPU, whatever it is. You can just try typing it out. I'm sorry, I thought I'll be able to paste it.
You can also put this in the description of the video, right, Prabhuji?
Yes, I can do that. Yes, definitely. That's a great idea. Yes, I will do that. Definitely, that much I promise to do. Okay, so please use these resources and make your japa great again. So I will stop sharing at this point. And let's see, any parting thoughts, any comments or last minute questions anybody has? So this is the end of the japa workshop. We will end here. So we are seeing if there's anything anybody wants to share.
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Yes.
I have one question regarding this sadhu ninda. So sometimes if like some devotee says something to you and you feel offended yourself, and I know you have to be humble and all these, but most of the time it doesn't happen. When someone says something and you don't like it, but you don't go out and say something back to them, you don't criticize them, you don't do that, but in your mind things are going on and it's very tough to overcome them. So how do you deal with such situations?
Okay, that requires a much longer response. But the first thing is to tolerate. Okay. And that tolerance is part of the humility. It comes from humility. So, first of all, there is a response that you are having today. Without my answer or without any deep understanding of how to deal with it, you have some response. Maybe you just shoot back a response, right? You give some passionate response in the mode of passion, right? As you usually would do, or as a materialistic person would do, right? But in at least some simple cases, when you are not so much offended, try letting it go. If somebody really, really offended you, maybe you feel very bad. But when you are a little bit offended, when the offense is much smaller, in those cases, you should try to let it go. So what I'm saying is, start with smaller things. Okay? There might be situations where you can tolerate, and there might be situations where it is very hard to tolerate. At least try with the simple situations first. Okay?
Yes, Prabhuji, but I'd like to.
And that way you will build the muscle. I know you are a very, accomplished sports person, and you know all about how to build muscle in the literal sense. You don't start doing the most complex activities on day one. You start small, and slowly the muscle builds. The same tolerance muscle, tolerance is also, you can think of it like a muscle. Okay, so start small, begin to tolerate. Tolerance is very, very important, not only for your Krishna consciousness, but for the other person's Krishna consciousness and everybody around you. If you are agitated, the other person could also get agitated in return. And people around you could get agitated, and it affects everyone's Krishna consciousness. So tolerance is very, very important, especially in the devotee circle. Yes, you were
So
going to say something.
adding on to this, it's like if someone says something to me, it doesn't really affect me because I've been through this. But if someone says that you are doing certain devotional service which you should not be doing, like for example, if I'm chanting more and someone is saying that you shouldn't chant more, you should only chant 16 rounds, you shouldn't chant more. And if someone like
that
other
is not
things,
an offensive statement, then you should have your mentors, your spiritual guides, your guru.
Yeah, if the spiritual guide is like I'm connected to someone in the temples, and they say that like one person I was connected to, he says that you shouldn't chant more. You should. I don't know what does he says. If you chant more, you will your mind will stop. Your mind will start making more offenses, and you will fall down. So,
okay.
so a few things.
So okay, now the discussion is shifting from saying something offensive to a spiritual contradiction in your mind.
Yeah.
So which is very different from an offense. I don't, the way if he's saying it as a sort of good meaning advice, maybe the advice itself may be wrong. I'm not there yet. But at least it seems like the conversation is more congenial and good meaning. So it's not offensive. And then you can ask, okay, why? And there can be multiple paths to resolving it. If you have read and heard elsewhere, you can say, but I have read this and that. How could you please explain how you reconcile your advice? Or why do you say so? Etc. And as far as shiksha is concerned, you can have multiple shiksha gurus, not one. And you can consult others. And it's not like you have to hide from one. You can say, and then you can go back and say, but I consulted this other person and he said so and so. So what would you say? And if that person is mature, if he gets mad, oh, why did you go talk to the other person? Then that person is showing his immaturity. And according to Shastra, one can have multiple Shiksha gurus. So go and ask and go and share and have this healthy conversation. I mean, maybe it is possible in some situations where that person genuinely sees that chanting more than your sankalpa may be harmful to you. Maybe he has seen something in you. Or, there is something called a burnout factor that's initially some people, do sure. I'm sure that's not your case, but I'm just saying it may be in some situations valid advice to not burn yourself out by doing a lot of chanting all in the beginning. So I don't know all the situations, but that is something that this is how you can address it. Yeah, being serious and being inquisitive, pariprashnena sevaya. Being inquisitive is also important. Being serious and being in a submissive way, you go ask. So really, what is wrong in this, and have a conversation, and hopefully your guide and mentor is mature and doesn't deal with it in an immature way, and then he should have the right answers. Or he should say, actually, you know what, you make a good point, I don't know the answer now. He can say, this is my limit, please let's both go and ask somebody more senior. He will also learn, you will also learn. I say that so many times, I don't know, let's go find out from somebody who is more knowledgeable. So it's possible that everybody may not have all answers, but then you should find out somebody who can answer.
So Prabhuji, if someone limits you, doesn't let you talk to other people, and leaving them is a good thing or a bad thing?
No, there is nothing called letting you talk to others. You are allowed to talk or get advice from anyone. Nobody should be able to say you cannot talk to such and such person. Now, of course, they may say, don't go ask a childish question to someone who is very busy, very senior sannyasi, and you go ask a question which that person can easily resolve. Why do you want to waste someone else's time? So either he should be fully able to satisfy you, then he can say, don't waste his time. I could have answered this question for you. That may be fine. But on the one hand, he's saying, I don't know the answer. And you are saying, let me go and talk to this other person. He's saying, you shall not go talk to him. I don't see how that can be justified. In that case, you have to, humbly request him that I will anyway go talk to him, and I will let you know what I find out, or whatever your relationship is.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Okay. Okay. Good question. Okay, so yeah, we have ran over. I was hoping to finish on time, but sorry, we ran over a little bit more. But thank you everyone for being part of this Japa workshop. Hopefully it was beneficial to you. Please use these things that you have learned in your Japa and try to apply them. This process of Japa is very important and very significant for our human life, and make use of this while we are having the life inside our body. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Krishna Prabhupada.
Hare
Ki
Krishna
jai.
Prabhuji. Prabhupada.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Thank you.